Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Underrated Mage. Today I'll be doing a video discussing the truth about Fairy Tail. Now, this video, I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be as structured as all my other videos. Usually, I have a topic and I just discuss that, but today, this video, it's gonna be a little bit more, I guess you could say, unrestricted. It's gonna be like me just speaking my thoughts about Fairy Tail currently. If you guys are caught up to the manga, you know what I'm talking about, and just me discussing my overall enjoyment with the series of Fairy Tail. So, if you guys are like a true fan of Underrated Mage, then I expect you guys to watch this, but this is going to be a little bit, you're going to see a little bit of me more, you know what I'm saying? Not more of Underrated Mage, you know, I'm just going to be talking about Fairy Tail, like what I think about it so far, and well, not so far, but as of now, because recently, I'm not going to lie, I haven't been getting the same enjoyment out of Fairy Tail. And what do I mean by that? Well, basically, as you guys know, ever since the start of my channel, I've basically only been trying to point out the good things with Fairy Tail. Now, a lot of people, if they come across my channel, they might think, okay, Fairy Tail's this guy's favorite series. He thinks Fairy Tail's a 10 out of 10, all the other stuff. And that's completely fine if you think that. I mean, I don't really care if you think I'm a fairy tard, you know, I don't get offended by any of those names or nothing. I mean, it's just, I don't care. I don't care about it at all. But when it comes to Fairy Tail, I don't think it's a perfect series. I mean, even though in my videos I only talk about like the good things and stuff, sometimes here and there I may nitpick about something, but for majority on my channel, I'm always talking good about it because I enjoy the series. At the end of the day, it is one of my top 5 favorite series. I obviously love it a lot to have to make a whole channel dedicated to talking about it. So yeah, if you want to call me, hell, I would even consider myself a Fairy Tail tart. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, but recently that's been starting to change. What do I mean by that? Well, mainly the biggest thing that I've been seeing like with the Fairy Tail series is that it just hasn't been as exciting for me, and the reason why I say that is mainly because of the manga. I mean, in this current arc of the Alvarez Empire, well, let me even go before that. People, I know that Fairy Tail online in the quote-unquote anime community, it's a very hated series. I mean, not to like the casual fans of animes, but like to the quote-unquote elitists and everybody, you'll always see people hating off Fairy Tail, and I never really let that bother me because, again, I don't really care about that. But you would see stuff saying stuff like, oh, Fairy Tail's nothing but just like friendship power-ups, fan service, blah blah blah. You see all these people always nitpicking it, and I was always different. I just looked at the good at what Fairy Tail had, you know, because I always thought to myself, if I sat back and just tried to examine the negatives, then it would just stress me out reading the series. So why not just look at the series for the good that it has, and let me just talk about that. And that's what I've done. That's what I've been doing on Underrated Mage for about a year now. It's crazy to think that I made this channel like over or like close to a year ago, and how much support we've gotten and everything. So that's one thing. But with the recent arc, I've just lost a lot of enjoyment for it. Now, I'm not saying that Fairy Tail sucks like as a series as a whole, but I just think that this recent arc has not been good. And it's a difference from Fairy Tail having a bad arc and from it just like completely destroying Fairy Tail, because with this being the final arc of Fairy Tail, I expect it to be amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's a final arc. Hell, even like series like Naruto, where its final arc, it may not have been the best, but it had that moment where it just like kicked up and just stayed positive for like ever since like ever since Kage was defeated. After that, Naruto just went smooth sailing, and it was just like going in, and it was perfect for me personally. But with Fairy Tail, it looks like that we're in the end of this. It's like we're in the climax of this arc, if not the ending of this arc. And the whole Natsu versus Zera fight, that it hasn't really been what I thought. I'm gonna be honest. There's been a whole lot of dialogue. There's been a whole lot of cutting away from it. The best part about the fight so far is basically having Natsu like try to snap Zeref back and I think he's his brother and everything. That's been dope. But one of the biggest things with this arc, well, the biggest thing was the arc, I'm not gonna lie, the Spriggan 12. I mean, these guys have just been a straight up disappointment. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. These guys have been disappointing. They're probably the most disappointing. No, they are the most disappointing group of villains, and that's really sad to say because like they got so much hype in the beginning. I mean, you had them like God Serena, everybody, like it was just so many hype characters, but now they pretty much either got defeated on like some, I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't want to call it BS, but they got defeated on some like way that it makes sense, but it's still kind of like cheesy, if you know what I'm saying. And then when they're resurrected again, I think that it was when they got resurrected, that's when they really got beat on some BS. So I was just like, oh my god, like they should have just never resurrected them, to be honest, because that just made them look even worse. But the Spriggan 12, they have not been as amazing. They haven't been good. I'm just gonna say flat out, they haven't been good. And I think the thing, the tipping, the I don't even know what word to use, but the thing that made me go over the edge was the August one, and that's simply because August, he was my favorite Spriggan 12 member, and the way he was defeated was just trash. I'm just gonna say it straight out. It was trash. I mean, he just saw Mavis. He was basically destroying and killing everybody in the city, and then as soon as he sees Mavis, he just disappears. I'm like, are you, bruh? Like, I was just like, all right, I'm done. So that made me pissed off. But the Larcade thing, I'm not really too mad about Larcade after finding out he is from the book of Zareth. So that kind of made his role a lot less diminished, because I rather him be a demon from the book of Zareth than him being Zareth's son. Because if Zareth's son would have lost his stain, that would have been even way worse. That would have been way worse than him being the son of Zareth. But that's the whole thing with the Spriggan 12s. But now, I even, like, if you guys don't know, I even went on to Senpai Fruit's live stream, I think about a couple weeks ago, and I said something along the lines that, yo, he cannot mess up Acnologia. He's basically, like, he was one of the biggest reasons why I'm sticking with this series. I went to see the outcome with Acnologia. He was just so badass. But with this recent chapter, I can't even say that statement and actually have confidence in it, because what just occurred was just like, no, like it was just no, it's not sunny. It's not looking good for Acnologia, and I don't know why. Is it just me, or does this feel like it's being rushed badly? Like, it feels like that at this point they're just rushing the battle with Acnologia, because like he just came into the battlefield actually doing something. He transformed into a dragon, and then he just got, like, they're already like, okay, we got a secret weapon here. Like, what? Like, his quote unquote secret weapon was like revealed in the same chapter of like him getting ready to attack. I'm like, okay, that's just like, I don't get it. And like, Acnologia, to me personally, he was really like the most epic thing. Like, he was one of the most epic things when it comes to Fairy Tail, because he actually killed people. He was just badass. He was so relentless and everything, and he was just dope all around. And now that it looks like that Acnologia might get, I guess you could say, a BS treatment, that's just going to make me be like, oh no, like, that's not going to sit well with me. So Acnologia, it looks like that his defeat is somewhat in Ai's view. I mean, if Hiro Mashima, the author of Fairy Tail, truly does mess up Acnologia, then that's basically going to be at a point where I'm going to be like, okay, it might be time for me to take a break from Fairy Tail. I mean, it's kind of paining me to say this, because I stuck with Fairy Tail so long, even throughout like the arcs, like the Grand Magic games. I didn't even see it as like a bad arc, but this arc, it definitely has me like, this is I can say that this has been a bad arc, you know what I'm saying? It's had its good moments, but overall it's been a pretty bad arc, and that's why you guys haven't really seen me posting out as much videos. Trust me, it's not that I'm getting bored of YouTube, because I still have another channel, SS Reek and Monkey Reek, Dragon Ball Z and One Piece channels, and I'm basically putting out content over there every day, or at least I try to. But with this, it's just like Fairy Tail, I'm not gonna say I don't enjoy it. Like, as a whole, I do enjoy the series, but like with this arc, it's just making me think, like, in order for me to make videos on a series that I like, in order for me to dedicate a channel and make constant videos to one series, I will have to have extreme love for it. But what Hiro Mashima's been doing, it just doesn't feel like, it's just been like, I don't know, it just hasn't been enjoyable for me. Now, another thing that I want to discuss is the channel as its whole. Now, I'm going to be the first person to say this. It does feel like the channel, well, it's not even does feel like, the channel has been falling off a bit. You know, the views have been declining and everything, and I've noticed that a lot. But even through that, I still stuck doing uploaded. So that led me to start thinking, okay, maybe some of my subscribers are either like, they just don't like my videos anymore, so they're just not going to watch them, or B, maybe even they're tired of Fairy Tail content. So I've been thinking recently, maybe I should start switching things up. Maybe I start adding more series, or maybe I should just like take a completely different route with this channel. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be an immediate change. I mean, obviously, I would want to do a video like dedicated to like the channel, because the title of this was basically like majority of this video was me discussing fairy tale, not my channel. So if there is like some dramatic change to come to my channel, then I'll definitely make sure I'll put on a separate video discussing that on its own. But overall, when it comes to this channel and fairy tale, I'm gonna keep on doing fairy tale content, but just guys, you guys might not see it as much. I'm gonna try to upload maybe 4 or 5 times a week, but if not, then you guys don't know when. Now if fairy tale start getting good again, then I'll obviously start uploading more. But that's basically it for this little video. Comment what you guys think down below, subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.